Hey everybody, welcome back to Roleplay Blades. We are here. We are back after a brief break. Jeff, I know you and Wheat during our time off had some special roleplay fun this weekend.
Fuck yeah!
I think everybody saw. Anybody watching this, I'm sure, watched Swan Song, but
I hope so. It was awesome. I mean, I won't speak for Jeff, but I mean, not only is it really cool to get together with some folks that you role play with pretty regularly. I said my biggest regret about it was I didn't stay a little bit longer, but such is life. But the experience is even more fantastic at a table with those people in which. While I really love what we do even now, I can only make so much of a human connection with all of you folks, and it happens, and it's amazing. But like even then, it felt so great. I just from the moment I got there, from the moment I left, I just loved every second about it, and obviously the role play being a big aspect of it, revisiting a character. Playing with that crew again, Matt Mercer and his sort of, and the role play player's biggest nightmare is like a one-off where maybe a character just doesn't quite fit and can't, and Matt like just embodied Swan Song and became, even if not a crew member, like a part of the story that played a big part of it. So I'm ranting at this point, Jeff. I hope that you agree and you're not going to be like, Marcus is actually a fucking idiot. It sucked. JP sucks. You all suck. This show sucks. What do you do? So lay it on me.
Show's whack. JP's whack. No one knows that meme.
Damn.
Some people do.
Damn.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's fun. 8 hours is a long time. It was just funny that way, where we're like, by hour 5, 6, 7, and 8, I was like getting water in between and doing stretches and stuff like that to then go sit at a desk and make believe cyborg. So that was kind of funny. But JP took really good care of us, and like Wheat was saying, just so fun to be a part of a community, both like the fan base, the observers, the people that watch and stuff, and have a good time with us. That's really fun. But just like interacting with people I would otherwise like to spend time with. So the live show is really cool, and I get to come home and then do it online and in a Skype window with Make Believe Ann and Real Zeke or Zach and non-constructive John.
Good old Zach.
Oh, that's Zach. He's a character. Watch out for that guy. He's going to be a troublemaker.
Well, it was fun. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. I only got to watch the first 4 hours of it, but it was very entertaining. I'm looking forward to finding out what happens at the end.
It was good. It was all over the place. You get a little bit of everything in that complete show, I think.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's tough. It's a tough thing to do. That show has become legendary. Stepping back into that. Is like super exciting and cool because the characters are great and the show's great, but also like I can imagine there's a little bit of trepidation to like to do it justice, and it seemed like you guys are really killing it, so it was fun to watch for sure.
Well, thank you, John.
Thanks, man.
Good.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
I should say that Anne is not here. Obviously, we have her lovely picture there, but she's away this week. She's at GDC, so we will be playing Sans Rune tonight. Unfortunately,
I did see her. She stopped by the office before she went to GDC. I gave her some shit, everyone, just because it's like my responsibility to at least like throw in a little one-liner, and she threw it right back at me. So, yep, it's pretty much Anne.
That's how Anne would do it.
Yep, exactly. And sans the hood, she pretty much was wearing like, what Rune wears. So she's playing to her part. She's in San Francisco in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Art imitating life.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Zeke, what about you, man? What have you been up to since we last saw each other?
I went to Mexico for 5 days.
Oh yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Really?
But that wasn't. It was a friend's wedding, but That wasn't the main reason why I went. Because, got a chance to go to Mexico and stay at an all-inclusive resort where everything is like food and drinks and everything is just free. I mean, you pay up front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jeff.
What?
Jeff Robinson. I know you're like thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Zeke says he goes to Mexico. Zeke, come on, man. All-inclusive resort. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you take a little excursion, Zeke?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you go, go see an infamous...
I didn't go anywhere. I laid on the beach.
Donkey show, maybe?
Why don't you shut up?
I knew it, Zeke. I knew it.
Maybe I had a friend that is doing this fucking journey from, I shit you not, I have a buddy that's going from Montana to Argentina driving.
Jeez.
He's driving all the way. He got a van. He sleeps in the back, all this kind of stuff. And he met us at Maya Riviera, which is where the resort and the wedding was. And he met us down there. And he took us in a van, and we saw some things.
That's super cool. When did you first meet the Unabomber?
Well,
what?
The Unabomber, he gets a bad rap. He's got a bad rap. He's a really cool guy. Like, give him a chance. Give him a second chance.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, shit. That's good. You had fun, though.
Oh, yeah. It was a blast. It was really, really relaxing. Like, I didn't do anything super exciting, honestly. I just ate whatever I wanted, drank margaritas on the beach.
The Gulf side?
Yeah, Gulf side. Yep.
So it's like really fine white sand?
Yeah. Very much
good
so.
Sand, man. Yeah, that's
Is
nice.
it warm there right now? Is it like 80 or something like that, or 90?
Oh, it's not super hot. I want to say like maybe low 80s.
Well, that's nice. That's actually
great.
It's good.
Can I tell you a story about this going to the Gulf of Mexico for the first time?
If I say no, are you going to stop?
I mean, really, I think you'll enjoy the story. So I wouldn't offer it up.
Stories, Daddy Wheat.
Okay. So I was working in IT. I was probably like, I don't know, 23, 24 years old. And we had all these banks down in Florida. And so we went on one of these IT trips where you like start on one side of Florida and you go across and stop at all the banks and do little, work and conversions along the way. And the last stop happened to be the Gulf of Mexico. And so the guy that planned the trip, one of my managers was like, yeah, I'm gonna get us a place on the beach. So for this final time at the Gulf of Mexico, like we can stay at like a decent place, right? It was still a hotel on the not that. But anyway, I was like, dude, this is awesome. So, little old Wheat goes out to the beach at like midnight, and I'm smoking a joint and I'm just enjoying it, and it's just, I'm like, God, this sand is so amazing, and this is awesome. Like this place is pretty badass. And all of a sudden, like out of the waves, I noticed that like the waves like are coming forward, and then they just like kind of keep coming forward, and I shit you not, like a fucking 1,000 of these tiny red crabs just like fucking came out of the ocean, and I shit my pants and like just hightailed it out there. There were so fucking many crabs. Like I seriously thought I was going to get overrun and eaten by a fuck ton of crabs. And the next day, like no evidence of any crabs out there, but those beaches are beautiful, and apparently they are the homes to millions of red crabs that may or may not devour you if they get the chance. Yeah,
may or may not have existed. Like,
yeah.
Well, M. Night Shyamalan twist. It wasn't a joint he smoked. It was actually a pound of mushrooms. So,
well, that's what I was wondering. Like,
you don't smoke mushrooms, Jeff.
There's
that
old saying, like, always know your dealer. Like, that's important. Always know your dealer.
So,
Like, go ahead, smoke this. What's it called? Just do it, dude.
He's like, I smoked a joint.
Krabby Cakes. Right? It's called Krabby Cakes. Just, I promise you that they were not the result of a hallucination, that they were indeed a lot of crabs that just fucking came out of the ocean and were coming up the beach, and I was having none of that.
Corroborate your story?
It was a straight up nope. I mean, 1,000 crabs, Zeke? Do I need any more? Do we have to bring all 1,000 crabs onto fucking blades so that they can verify the fact?
No, you don't need to bring
the shit out of me. Like,
you don't need to bring 1,000 crabs. One crab will do. Just
what's
one.
the life expectancy of one of those crabs? Like, do I have to rely on the fact that maybe those crabs told this same story about how they scared the shit out of the humans
down throughout the years?
Yeah,
yes.
I don't like. I can't. I don't know. You put me on the spot. Like, fine.
Don't need 1,000. Just one to say.
One crab.
I saw him. He was there.
I remember the day I came from the water.
Listen up, young scuttlers, for I have a tale.
All right. That's my story.
Good story.
All right, 6 out of 10. I get it. It's fine. I enjoyed it. Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anything else? Logan comes out this weekend. I think you should all see it. And then I can't wait.
Check out twitch.tv/Twitch this weekend for your live coverage of the Emerald City Comic Con with me, yours truly, and Mr. Jeff and Control Robinson. He'll be there.
That's right. It's going to be fun, man.
Are you guys excited? First Comic Con of the year?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
Or broadcast?
Dude, I saw some of the fucking lineup. I just hope none of them cancel.
Barb already canceled. We were going to do Gang Beasts with Barb from Stranger Things, which would have been really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Because what do you talk to her about other than how her character died? Nobody cared in the show ever again. Or like she like,
but it's it's still kind of like a kind of a cult.
It's a meme
thing. Yeah, it's a meme.
Yeah, they joke about it.
It's something to talk about. It's something. Yes, Jeff takes a picture.
You just see the like every time she dies in that game, be like, well, the good news is nobody will care. You know.
Wow.
Geez, you died in this game too. That must be like a thing you do now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got to use them all now, Jeff.
Barb just shrinks down.
He heard that she was canceling. You can just hear the paper crumpling of jokes that he wrote. Like, God damn it.
Everything I heard.
It's gold. Gold.
Now it'll be really funny. I did it last year, and it's actually and I'm an idiot, but I had never heard of Emerald City Comic Con, but it's actually a very sizable con, and I got to do a segment with some Seahawk players and the guy that plays Punisher, who I really should know his name, but I'm blanking on it now. Yes, he's cool. Just like really cool people, and this one, I think we're not going to reveal everything, but I'm really hyped about. I'm doing a segment with Todd McFarlane, who created Spawn, which is one of my favorites from growing up. So,
see, I didn't know if we were allowed to talk about who was coming.
They haven't told me not to. So,
what are the content police going to come and arrest you, Zeke?
That's right.
Better to err on the side of caution. Jesus, Wheat, you know this.
I'm just being the devil on your shoulder, Wheat.
All right. Well, if we're gonna start fucking revealing shit, like I'm probably the most excited to meet John DiMaggio, the voice of Bender.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh shit, dude! Zeke is. I have to even admit, Zeke. I feel like Zeke is really good at segments when it has voice actors on it, because for whatever reason, he's really good at coercing them. He like charms them and then gets them to say whatever he wants them to say in the voices that he wants, and then they get so excited because Zeke will just like melt and sort of, it's a fabulous experience. So if for that reason alone you don't tune in just to watch Zeke melt a little bit, then
I geek out I have a modicum of professionality for that though. I do. Like I'll geek out,
but that's why that's why I think you're really good at the those types of things, because you bring that
Dude,
I guess. And Robert Englund.
Go ahead. What?
I'm sorry. And Robert Englund. Freddy.
Oh,
who?
Sweet.
Freddy Krueger, man.
Krueger, yeah.
Yeah. I remember that movie 30 years ago.
Shit. What? Freddy Krueger's a legendary, bro. Did you know it's like the 20th anniversary of Dream Warrior this year?
Did you know Freddy Krueger lost to Jason? So how legendary is he?
Well, let's be honest. Like, if you were to isolate just one movie, and that is Nightmare on Elm Street. Like he's a badass. Like
Yeah,
Jason.
He sure showed those kids in their dreams.
What a hater, man.
Ugh.
I feel like Jeff was horrified by Freddy when he was younger, and this is how he's lashing back at him. It's just like, well, yes, that Freddy Krueger's dumb.
Jerry the Hairy Cutter stalking toddlers in a school without their parents. Where are you, Gucci face?
Where's the originality these days? Shit.
Oh my God, he killed 17 babies.
You know, by the way, fuck you, because Dream Warriors is actually pretty good. It's pretty good. Man.
I want to.
What other horror movies do you hate, Jeff? Out of curiosity,
there's a lot of bad horror movies, bro.
That whole era, you're just not a fan, huh?
You know what I really don't like is Michael. He's a piece of shit.
Michael Myers, Halloween.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm a big brother that bad things happen to me from now. Fucking every Halloween, okay, I try to kill my sister. It's like, wow, well you failed like 7.
All right, hold on. You're a Hellraiser guy.
Hellraiser's okay.
Whoa.
I like
just okay.
That was cool. I like Jason, but there's some bad Jasons.
You like Jason?
Fuck yeah. The unstoppable juggernaut just always walking after you. He like picked up a co-ed in a sleeping bag and whipped it across a tree. If you don't fall in love with that kind of shit right off the bat, then I don't know what to say.
All right.
Who sleeping bag? What if a guy was strong enough to just whip that against a tree? What? It was awesome.
I don't know what to say anymore. I'm not Jason. The Friday the 13th movies are cool, but Jason.
That era.
Not for you.
Movies in general just had a huge streak of diarrhea, like dysentery. It almost died at that time. Horror movies. There's like Leprechaun. There's fucking dolls coming to life. There's Chucky's shit. By the way, I hate to burst everyone's bubble. That was 2 good movies and then a streak of poo.
I'm down with that. Like, shit.
Yeah. Chucky's Bride. It actually got worse. They're like, how do we make this even worse? There you go. There's literally a space Leprechaun movie. Like,
there is, yeah. They're making a new one, so it never ends.
In space or just a new one?
I don't think it's in space. No, I think it's
because that's like that's the equivalent of jumping the shark. It's just like going to space when you are not intentionally a series that goes in space.
Yeah. Well, Jason X went to space, so he could.
Yes.
In holographic Crystal Lake.
Hellraiser has also been to space.
That's true.
They condense that to being like, oh no, it just happens to be in the future. That's why. And so it's like, and that's why it's because obviously there's fucking spaceships and shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. There's some really bad ones. That's when even Europe kind of dominated the scariness over there. But anyway.
I think of all of them, the saddest though, and probably the most underrated of what we just mentioned, but like Tremors 1, great movie.
Yeah.
Tremors 2, okay. Tremors 3, oh my god, this is so shitty. And I believe there's a Tremors 4.
Tremors 4
takes place in the West.
Jamie Kennedy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I see a really bad movie like that, the first thing that comes to my mind is that there's like literally 100+ grown adult human people that have worked on that, and I flagellate myself with criticism. I like they go home and they're like, honey, how's work, or whatever, and they're like, well, I think some of them are like, we're working on something that could change the future.
We had a breakthrough today. I think we've got an award winner here.
I know. Yeah, it's weird to say Academy Awards already, but like if people see this the way I do, chance. It's like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
I worked with someone who worked on Tremors 3. We were making a DARE movie. If you remember the DARE program, you keep kids off drugs.
Oh yeah.
There was a DARE sponsored project that somehow she convinced them that the plot needed to be about these diamond smugglers that were also like dealing drugs to kids, and that was the other part of the plot. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That was where you go after Tremors 3. That was what was available to you as someone working in Hollywood. You got to make
You're
Dare.
Like, and now my friend's an accountant.
Bobby, I've got just a fantastic project for you.
Straight off the success of Tremors 3, right to Dare, made for Blockbuster Video.
I feel like I'm feeling this one. It is perfect for you. Oh, sorry, rough go on that one.
I got all my salt out, boys and girls. We can.
Is this the first Blade show since the side story?
Yeah.
It is okay.
Yeah. Yep, we didn't play last time. Fortunately, as you can hear right now, it's nice and quiet, and they weren't.
What was that?
What
kind of construction?
The Burke Museum on the UW campus. I'm right by University of Washington, and it's a small, cool little museum, and they've decided to, I don't even know, quadruple it in size, I guess, maybe more. And it's essentially right outside my window, and they've gone into the huge metal beam phase of construction where it's just nonstop metal jackhammering and that kind of stuff. So
they didn't even notify you ahead of time of
They did notify us, yes, yeah. My building manager sent me a message saying that they were going to go till 10 p.m., which apparently you're allowed to do periodically.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was with your window closed, right? That sound bite you played?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so close. I couldn't touch it, but it's very close outside my
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it before I just saw you talking, and it sounded a bit like a helicopter, like an attack, a combat helicopter, outside your window. It was just bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few months ago, we got a notification, and I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, "Man, I'm glad this wasn't on a Tuesday. Like, what am I gonna do?" And then, of course, it happened.
Surprise.
We're all good now.
Well, before we go live, I want to tell the saltiest story of my life, by the way, real quick.
Okay.
It happened today. I get done with Fanboys. I go outside. Now, if you know San Francisco, which a lot of you probably do not, but some of you do, you just don't call an Uber on Bush Street. You just don't, because it'll take it 35 minutes to go anywhere. So I walked 3 blocks up to Montgomery, or 2 blocks or whatever. It's a bigger main street. It's more good. Call up an Uber. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Cool. And the Uber, you've been selected by so-and-so, driving a piece of shit something. I'm like, oh, okay. 4.8, this is good. And then for the next 30 minutes, I watch him drive around the whole place.
What?
Around me, up the street, takes a left. I'm like, don't do it. Don't turn onto Bush, you motherfucker. Turns onto Bush, stops, and the car just sits there for 15 minutes.
What?
Calls me up, and he's like, hey, don't move. I'm coming to you. And I'm like, okay. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Just doesn't move. Misses the turn after literally probably 15 minutes of me just sitting there. And this is what I've been waiting for. Turns up, goes around to circle again. I call him like, hey, it's been 30 minutes. You got to cancel, man. I'm sorry. He goes, no. If you want to cancel, you cancel. And I go, no, man, I'm not taking the hit for this. You've just been messing around. This is not okay. And he goes, I can't cancel. And I go, yes, you can. I know Uber. And he's like, well, no, I can't cancel. It's literally not an option. I'm like, yes, you can. Hangs up on me. Okay.
Oh, God.
I wait a little while, and then I text. I'm like, hey, I'm going to get a cab, so you're going to have to cancel at some point. And he texts me back, and he says, enjoy waiting 30 more minutes. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh.
This shit's going down.
Oh, my God.
Then he calls me again. And I'm not doing the impression because I'll be a racist white guy, but he's of a different ethnicity. So I didn't really understand what he was saying, but the gist of it was he was like, something blind. And I'm like, are you saying you're blind? And he goes, no, you're blind, my friend. And I'm like, okay, keep calling me names because this is going in the report of what I'm going to email them. And he hangs up on me again. And then I got another Uber, and that Uber was 0.5 points lower than mine. So this guy has another guy in his passenger, and him both their seats are reclined as far back as they can go, to the point where I thought it was a joke. Like, I opened the door, I'm like, hey, and they're like, get in. I was like, oh, okay. So I just like crammed myself in the back and drove home. And that's why I fucking hate Uber right now.
Why don't you just join the revolution and start using Lyft more?
Because I feel like that'll be exactly the same problem.
Nah, man. Nah.
Lyft is just magically better?
You should check it out. Like, people have had enough issues with Uber, especially, as a company, that they have gone to Lyft, and there is sort of a different, a different type of driver on Lyft. I don't know. Try it.
I have
you
really
should.
bad luck with Uber. Whenever Anna and I are together, I'm always like, you call the Uber, because it just goes better. But my God.
I mean, with things that are going on right now, it's very possible that, Lyft could just turn into the same shit and anyone could get involved. But, generally, you should try it. Just try it for me. Try it for me, Jeff. See how it goes.
It's still people in make-believe world now.
Yeah, I feel like they treat their employees better, so you get better drivers. Yeah,
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. That's pretty shitty though, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe you waited 45 minutes. And I've had similar experiences with Ubers around that area because they're, I don't know. Anyway, cheers.
Ready to capture Lyft checks? Yeah, we did it. Good job.
Yeah.
Nice Lyft commercial. That was well done.
Yep. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I don't know if you've heard anything about their recent employee discussions, but that's some real shit. And that's like a company worth maybe telling them to go fuck themselves if all that is, accurate and true. So
Yep. I agree.
It might be location based, but I was waiting to go to the airport, and I was like, this guy was taking fucking way too long, and it looked, and one of I don't know if it's city based, but it said if your driver is not there within blank minutes, you can cancel for free.
Yeah, that's true, but not after 45, which is kind of fucked.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 5 minutes on Uber, and at that point in time, it's not even the canceling money part, because you can get that refunded fairly easy. It's the hit to your score. It actually hurts your score to cancel.
Have you ever heard of anybody not getting picked up because of their score?
No, but you get lower rated drivers, so your just overall experience continues to decline.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
Yes, drivers I think will pick up based off. I don't know if that's true or not, but
there's so many Uber drivers that if you get really low, I guess the concern could be that you won't get a ride. But for me, it's more just that, if you have a 4.5, you're going to get picked up by 4.5s. And in my experience, the 2 times I've ridden in a 4.5, it was just they're not even trying, or it's they gave up. I don't even know what to say. The guy's like, get in. And it's just a shitmobile with the seat all the way back. I'm like, dude, you're rating.
Kind of crazy.
I should walk into the back of your car and there's a fucking flamingo that I can stroke while someone's giving me a foot massage or some shit. You should be trying. And they're like, nah, I don't care anymore. We're all assholes. It's
Wasn't it a Black Mirror episode where they rate each other?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The Uber episode.
Absolutely. It's not far from the truth, my friends.
John, try and kill us. Let's go. I'm ready to die.
You guys are the killers, aren't you? You're the assassins, right?
Yeah,
that's what I meant. I'm ready to kill somebody. I'm always ready to die. I'm like Biggie Smalls.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Episode 11 now of Blades. After 10.5 last time. I think it was mostly downtime and some discovering of information last time, dealing with personal drama of various sorts. And you guys also got ambushed by your new enemies. The Foghounds have decided to come after you, because as you discovered, Rune and her her friend Margette, the leader of the Foghounds, had conspired to murder Margette's husband, the former leader of the gang, sort of secretly in the past. And Grace was holding that bit of information over their heads and using it for leverage. And when Grace died, that information came out, and now the Foghounds are actively at war with the Last Word. They tried real hard to take you out last time. They dropped Miss Cataby on the side of the canal, but she was able to survive despite her mortal wound, basically.
Shitheads.
Got her first trauma. She joined the trauma club.
Yep.
All the cool kids have trauma, so
Yeah.
And
quick question. You said something to replace brutal since on my special abilities.
Yes. We should talk about sort of finalizing our move to the final version of the game, version 8, the published version of the game, since we started out in a previous version. But yeah, we can go over that. Basically, I think you, Aldo and Careless both had a special ability Brutal, which is no longer in the game. So you'll have to choose something else. I just put
the trauma, or is this a skill?
It's a skill it's a special ability for cutters.
Yeah.
And what is it exactly?
Brutal.
It's gone now, Marcus. It's gone.
Yeah.
I know, but I'd like to know what he's losing. I mean, like, is that...
It used
we
to...
gained +1 severity on our damage.
Yeah, it made your damage more severe, which, not to be trifled with, also does. So it's kind of the easiest switch to go to, but you don't have to pick that if you want something else. That's fine.
Glad I don't play a class that got nerfed like fucking... Sucks to be you guys.
Cutter 2 OP nerf, please.
Right. Yeah, Cutter was like the only one that really did get nerfed, actually. We went a little too far with them in version 7. But you guys are used to this, right? You've done this a million times. Your class gets nerfed, you get a deal. That's how it goes.
Yep.
I don't know. I expected these guys to be more pissed off, but maybe it's just...
Well, no, he offered for us just to move the point around, so it's not really...
Exactly. You don't really lose anything per se. So we updated the characters. It's nothing super interesting for you guys at home there. No one is like massively changing what they're capable of or anything. There's a small change here with the cutters, but Miss Cataby and Rune are basically the same as before. The crew advancement is easier now. So that's a benefit that you guys get in terms of moving up tier and stuff. It used to take a really long time to go through that process, and we've shortened that significantly. So you'll get to enjoy that going forward. But yeah, I think where we left it was kind of discovering the issue with the Foghounds, and that Bear, the now leader, had made a move against you, tried to ambush you guys and kill you. Careless murdered his assailants and also murdered a bluecoat in public on the bridge to Crowsfoot in front of everybody. So that's a thing that happened also.
Yep. Pretty normal night.
I think your bluecoat status is about to drop again, probably. Miss Cataby was recuperating with her friend Salia at her house, and Aldo and Rune did their summoning ritual to talk to Aldo's sister, the ghost of his sister Belle.
Mm-hmm.
Which they did, and she revealed some stuff about what happened to her and why she died, which Aldo then studied, and we kind of did that in our side story episode. We started with Aldo sort of doing that research, and Zeke pushed himself into trauma to get a bonus die on that roll. So that was kind of fun, but he kind of went all in on the studying. So that'll be something that we'll go over tonight too. I can tell you kind of what you learned about that. So there were.
We now are at odds with the Foghounds, like majorly, right?
You guys are at war. When you're at war with an enemy faction, you lose one hold on your tier, which is fine for you guys because you're strong hold, so you don't actually lose your tier.
Okay.
And you only get one free downtime action when you're at war. You don't have your freedom of movement like you normally would. Also, if you were generating income from vice dens or gambling halls or that kind of thing, you would get half the normal amount. But you guys don't have that stuff, so it doesn't really affect you. Yeah, I think that's all we need to know to catch up. I guess maybe the first thing to say is to tell you, Z, kind of like finish your role there. Like you did your studying and you found stuff out. So I should no longer keep you in suspense and tell you what you've discovered about the bees and
those motherfucking bees.
Yeah.
But we gonna get them. Oh, before we do that, quick question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Since you took away one of these special abilities, would it be possible to instead, since it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it actually takes 9 experience points to get an ability? Could I have those and disperse them?
Oh, you mean like put them in your attributes and stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have the option.
Yeah, I think that's fine. The way you get XP with attributes with desperate rolls, like it's not like completely equivalent, but I don't think that'll be a problem. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Okay. I mean, you can limit it. I mean, I don't have to do 9. We can do like 7 or something.
Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah.
Okay.
Do that. Let's
that's fine.
And yeah, put them in your attributes if you want. That's okay.
Cool.
If you want to get a new dot in something.
Sorry, Jeff. I should have stuck with 9. I apologize.
I didn't have to say anything.
I know. I felt guilty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm ready now.
So you have discovered that the bees that Bell was talking about, the symbol of the bee that the secret society uses, is the mark of a group called the Hive. And the Hive is a organization of legitimate businesses and merchants and traders. It's like a secret group of people that have legitimate kind of transportation or merchant businesses, and they use their legitimate networks as cover for illegal activities, usually transporting stuff that is illegal. Mostly drugs and some human trafficking, as your sister told you about. It's not exactly a slave trade so much, because they use their cover to write like really horrible indentured servitude contracts and things like that. So it seems legal on the surface, but they essentially extort people to act as cheap labor.
Right. Yeah. Do this. Work for cheap or I'll kill you, or work for free, I'll kill you. Kind of.
Yeah. So yeah, the Hive. They're kind of like, you've gone through the stuff in the library, and there's enough in there where you get the sense that they're a secret, and like who's a member and what they actually do is kind of a secret, but their existence is something that's sort of known in the underworld. Like you would know by reading this stuff and finding references that this is something that Miss Cataby would definitely like be familiar with. It's an open secret in that sense. The existence of the Hive is a known thing.
Okay.
And they're
pretty badass, right?
They're tier 4, yeah. They're the Hive and the Unseen. Like you can think of the Unseen are like the super shadowy criminal organization that's powerful because their membership is totally unknown, and they're very they're assassins, and they're super dangerous because of their subtlety. The Hive is, I guess, it's sort of like the mafia. You could think of them that way. Like they are violent, but they mostly operate lots of businesses as fronts, and they infiltrated every part of society everywhere. Like you could basically find somebody at any place you go and deal with is probably paying up to the Hive for something, or works for them directly or something like that. So
are they kind of the gang then?
Yeah, they're the Hive and the Unseen are the top two in the underworld. They're the biggest, most dangerous underworld organizations.
Okay. That's too bad.
Do we know where Rune is, or is she just missing?
I think Anne was saying that she, after her channeling Belle's ghost, that she kind of goes a little too far on the Black Lotus. And when you go down to like talk to her or something, she's passed out in her room and her pipe's on the floor and she's like off in dreamland.
Okay.
She's around, but she's just completely wasted after her experience with the,
right. She's here, but she's not here.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just gonna regret that hangover.
So you also discovered a few names, Zeke, as you were going through. Jera Maha is the leader. She's a kind of legendary Dagger Isles. She was like a pirate, kind of. Long ago, she came to Duskwall, and everyone knows that she like runs the Hive. But
what's her name?
Jera, DJERA, Djera Maha. Yeah, so she's like the known leadership, but people don't know much about her except she's supposedly the leader of the Hive. She's cutthroat, very daring. She's not afraid to like take risks and go up against powerful groups. Even like the city council and the military and some like big tier factions like that. The Hive has been known to like stand up to them and try to extort them and get what they want. And you've also, Belle gave you the name Captain Velkin. She said that was the name of the captain of the ship that captured her. You haven't been able to find anything directly about him, but you found some old like shipping news and stuff like that in the library that mentions his name on a variety of vessels. Like he must be some sort of freelancer or something. He served on a lot of different ships. But during your studying, you learned that Chief Helker, the guy who like runs the docks pretty much, he and Captain Velkin go back in a lot of different documents. You find all these connections between them. Like Helker had like ordered him to replace someone who got sick for a run. Helker brought him in on a special operation, or Helker promoted him, or, you know, it's obvious from your reading that the Docker Chief and Captain Velkin have this close relationship. And is that all you know about them? No, there's something else. Let me find my diagram here. Oh yeah, you find one more name. Karth Oris is his name. He's a mercenary who sells his services and his swordsmen. But the belief is that he works for the Hive. Like he's not actually a freelancer, that he and his mercenaries are actually the Hive's like secret armed forces.
This is all out of the diary, I guess.
Yeah, she doesn't mention Karth, but she says, Belle, from what she said in the vision and from stuff that she wrote in the book, you find his mercenary company's symbol, which is an owl. And you're able to like figure out that that's who she's talking about.
Okay.
So that, and you get the impression there too, Aldo, that isn't like necessarily well known, that the relationship between the Oris mercenaries and the Hive might be something that you've discovered that other people don't really know.
Okay.
It's a thing that some people suspect, but you've actually like figured it out, that they're actually connected. And like I said, there's you haven't had a chance to talk to Miss Cademy, but she may know more about this kind of stuff too, because she knows a lot about the underworld and strange connections and stuff. So,
are we starting off in our lair? Is Cademy back from her?
Yeah, that was my question. Like we talked about the possibility of her recuperating at Salia's, and you guys were like going to meet her there, or you were going to wait until she had like recovered and she was coming back home.
Because Marcus was going to have his friends send word to us or something like that, right? That she was there.
Mm-hmm. So it's up to you.
Marcus,
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense that I would do that.
Then I think I would come. I mean, we had that scene with Aldo and Rune. I obviously came back because I was with Rune. So I think we could just pick it up from there. Like, go to Aldo and be like, "Gotta go get Miss Cataby."
Yeah. You guys want to go over to Salia's place and see how she's doing?
Yeah.
So, because you're at war, let's find out how your trip across town goes.
Excellent.
Oh shit!
Uh,
No free rides anymore.
Yeah. Now, in this case,
See if we can find any of these fog clowns.
right.
Oh, better hope they didn't hear you say that.
Well, I hope they did.
Yes, he hopes they did hear that.
I'll move us over to the map so we can get sort of oriented a little bit on where we're going in town. So, sort of the northern area here. There's this large public square here that I'm pinging right now, if you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to the northeast, Jeff, there's like this large rectangular-looking structure.
Okay.
That is the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh Cathedral that you've visited many times and gone down into the basement to do your deeds.
What Careless will do.
That's right. And on the southern end of that island here, right by the canal where I'm pinging there, that's where your library is.
Okay, cool.
So it's just on the southern end of Brightstone. Just to the east, in that area where the buildings are kind of just sort of shaded in, is Six Towers. That's what used to be this really fancy neighborhood, and the buildings are kind of run down. And that's where Salia has one of her houses, and that's where Miss Cataby is recuperating. So
We don't get a downtime or anything like that, right? You have to do a mission or something?
you guys have run out of free downtime actions. You can still do them, but they cost coin or rep. You can decide to pay to do a downtime now, if you want to.
How much coin do we have in the bank?
Let's see. I haven't looked at your sheet in a little while. I don't see any in your vault. That can't be right.
Uh-oh, who went on a spending spree?
Maybe it is. It says there's no coin marked on your sheet here.
What Anne didn't tell us is that she stole, and she's trying to frame it. Me.
That cannot be right. You guys had so much money.
Yeah, we had it on our person and stuff. We did level up our squad though, which cost.
Oh yeah, you did pay. That's right. Yeah, it cost you like 12 to raise your tier. I forgot about that.
Okay. So how much to do an action? I just want to do one.
Just one.
Okay, I'm gonna take one off of my stash then. And just do the D6 stress thing.
Oh, you want to de-stress?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe this is a kind of like a brief montage. Like Aldo and you are going to meet Miss Cataby, but maybe he's stopping off at the church on the way.
Or maybe it's just even like the murdering that I already did. I don't know, whatever, something like that. Just gotta kill people. Or does it have to be specific actions? What we're saying?
I mean, yeah, it has to be specific actions. Yeah, it's
okay.
The way you satisfy your vice is troublesome, right?
Sure.
You got to go to this place and do these weird things.
I run into the church real quick. No bonus dice, right? I'm just doing the whatever.
You do actually, yeah. Chat reminded me last time. When you filled your clock with the goddess, that you get a bonus die to your vice when you serve her needs when you do this stuff. So, are you interested in Aldo like being involved in this, or do you leave him outside while you?
No, I don't think he brings him in. He just says ask for a minute or two.
Okay, you're not trying to recruit him into the.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. So yeah, Aldo apparently like careless, he goes to this huge cathedral and disappears down into its bowels for a while.
Okay.
I take the 5. I get the highest, right? There's no reason not to.
Right.
Cool. I'm good. I come out and like I went in a little bit, disheveled and stressed and a little bit clicky. I come out and I just have a big smile on my face. I'm like, Aldo, we should get a friend. And a little bit of me is kind of hoping we run into a couple of those foghounds on the way.
And you can tell like Aldo is feeling, or like he's distant and not really like involved with what's going on right now. Living in his head a little bit right now.
Okay, I think he says that expecting some kind of Aldo retort, doesn't get one, and then does a little and like kind of keeps walking and would start up the conversation along the way and just be like, Aldo, are you okay? You've been quiet since we've gotten back last time.
I'm fine.
Well, you'll have to forgive me for saying this, but typically you're a bit of a grouchy. Right now you're a double grouchy. Just making sure you're okay.
I'll be fine. Just a lot of stuff on my mind.
Understand. Then we just kind of make our way.
All right, you guys are heading across the Eastern Bridge here. And although you've been on the lookout when Careless was downstairs, Brightstone is very nice. It's one of the nicest neighborhoods in the city. So it'd be pretty easy to spot a foghound coming your way when you're in this neighborhood. You haven't seen anyone approaching. It seems all like high society types in their carriages and with their servants and stuff. But as you head into Six Towers, the old Gothic mansions with their broken windows and overgrown with weeds, and there's squatters about warming themselves over fires and stuff. So you need to be a little bit more on guard. Be a little bit easier for a criminal sort to be lurking around here. And as you know, the foghounds are very at home in the water, and Duskwall is spiderwebbed with canals in every direction. So you're definitely looking out for that. That's how they attacked you last time, was from boats. So do you guys want to make separate rolls on your own to sort of survey the scene here and be on the lookout, or do you want to do a group action and take the best roll?
We can group act. We're working together, I guess, right?
Someone's willing to lead and risk the stress, then you can do
I'll lead it.
Cool. So you're both surveying the scene, on the lookout for danger.
It's survey?
Uh-huh.
Do you have anything in survey, Aldo?
Nope.
Sweet.
Big zippity doodah.
Look closer.
The blind leading the blind here.
All right, we'll take one. Is it just controlled or desperate or what?
It is.
I like how he says controlled or desperate or what.
Desperate? Could it be desperate? It is risky, and with standard effect.
All right.
Sorry, no, it's limited effect. It's limited.
Well, it's a bit late for that, Jared. Oh, no, it's not. I can go back. Survey. Risky.
And you can push yourself if you want for a bonus die thing.
Hey, 2 3s. That means I get a 3.
That's a fail. It's one stress and 2 stress.
Oh, yikes.
Nice. 2 stress for Careless.
Yep.
Surveying does not go well. Yeah.
Let's see. Things go badly. I love that.
Things go badly. So the two of you do not notice anything unusual. As you make your way, you take care to look around, and you see, unknowns, strangers, people that you don't recognize around in the district. But you don't see anything threatening. There's some, noise from the water, and you turn and look, and it's a boat going by in the darkness that you don't really recognize, and you get the feeling like as you make your way to Salia's place, like maybe they're around and maybe they're not. You don't know. But you arrive turn down the street. There's a narrow lane where her house is. She's got this like narrow brownstone 2-story. Very nice little home squeezed in amongst the others. And out front there are these big stone, what used to be old like docking pillars for boats. And one of them is all shot up, and there's like fresh dust on the ground, and a pool of blood glistening in the moonlight there, just down the street from Sally's place. So you know, like, oh yeah, this is where they attacked Miss Academy. It was right here.
That's not even funny. That didn't need to be there.
Laughing, you rotten bastard.
And as you turn to Miss Cataby's, you look, and sure enough, there are like several boats on the canal, and one of them is going by, and some people in like oil slicker kind of hoods are looking vacantly out of the blackness under the hood at the house, and they seem sketchy, but you don't really know. They don't immediately attack you or anything, but they just like watch you as you go into the house.
I'm definitely not even giving a shit that I'm going to let them know that I have seen them with I'm just going to stare at them.
Mm-hmm.
Because are they floating by like on a boat?
Yeah, there's several boats, but that one particular set of sailors on this boat, like they don't look exactly like Foghounds. They're not wearing the like Deathlands gear that you usually see them in with the hoses and everything, but they look like they could be that type. They look to be armed under their coats, and they're watching which house you're going into, and clearly they're watching you.
Yeah. So I just give them the old
lock eyes with them.
Can buy, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I want them to know that I know that they know I was watching them.
That's right. So yeah, you pull the bell cord, and Salia she looks through the curtain and sees it's you, and then ushers you into the little mud room in the front, so you can wipe your boots, and then waves you inside. And she kind of peers out over your shoulder as you come in, like strange amount of activity on the canal this time. Okay, well, we've hit our time for our first break, so let's stop there as you guys go in to talk to Miss Cataby and get surrounded in the darkness or whatever the Foghounds are doing. And we'll be back for hour 2 in just a minute. We'll take our first break.
I'm ready for this.